In today's video, the power of audience. Hello, coaches. Welcome back to another episode of Coach Better Quick Tips. My name is Kim, and I am the founder and CEO of Eduro Learning. I am also the host of the Coach Better podcast. And today I am sharing a Coach Better Quick Tip with you that is inspired by our very first certificate program, the Certificate of Educational Technology and Information Literacy. Coachtail was founded while I was a coach at the International School Bangkok here in Thailand. And one of the key foundational elements of the program is asking that you, as a learner, while you are learning how to bring new and innovative pedagogical approaches to your classroom, is to reflect on your learning. As a co-tailer, you will have your own public blog where you will be sharing your learning from the program in a public space and commenting on, reflecting with, communicating with other co-tailers about your learning. For lots of educators, this is new and intimidating and scary, and the thought of reflecting on your learning where others can see seems kind of strange and crazy. In a previous video, I talked about the value of your voice and why you should feel empowered to share your learning in public spaces. And the truth is, it doesn't really stop with you as an educator sharing your learning. It begins there because the next step is to empower your students to connect and share and reflect on their learning in shared spaces with authentic audiences. Given the fact that we have had a lot of time behind screens over the last 2 years, this may not sound super exciting to you right now, but I promise there is so much power in sharing your learning with an authentic audience. If any of this sounds interesting to you, I know you will love the Coachtail program. I will put the details up here on the screen so you can go check it out. Registration for Coachtail only opens once a year, so head on over to coachtail.com to check out more about the Certificate of Educational Technology and Information Literacy. And I will also talk a little bit more about Coachtail at the end of this video. So if you're curious to hear more, stick around all the way till the end. Okay, let's get started with today's video, the power of audience. I'm going to share 5 reasons why you might want to consider helping your learners build an audience for their work beyond your classroom. The very first reason is to provide an authentic purpose, that they are writing, that they are reading, that they are speaking, that they are communicating, not just for a grade. There's a reason for producing this work, for putting effort into the quality of work that you produce. It's not just for your teacher or for your colleagues in the classroom. It's for a real authentic audience who's actually interested in the work your students are producing. The second reason that an audience is really powerful for your students is that to communicate to an audience beyond your individual classroom or your school community, you really have to understand the content and your message. To be able to communicate your new learning to an audience that may not be learning the same thing as you means that you really have to understand that content. You have to understand what you have learned, and you have to understand how to communicate it to others. The third reason why having an authentic audience is so powerful for your students is that they will need to learn how to engage with that audience. They will have to build a relationship with the people who are looking at their work, to connect to their needs, their interests, their concerns, to understand what that audience is looking for, and to be able to deliver that content in a way that meets those needs. Being able to build community, build relationships, and build connections in digital spaces is a new skill. The fourth reason why having an authentic audience is so powerful for your students is because we consume so much content already, and we really have very little understanding of what it takes to produce that kind of content. So ultimately, in this space, we can create prosumers, consumers who are also producers of content. And when you're producing that content, you better understand the creative process. You become a more critical and aware consumer of content yourself when you understand how to create the very same or similar content to what you consume. So we know our students are constantly consuming content online, but do they really understand the creative process that goes behind creating that kind of content? The fifth reason why having an authentic audience is so powerful for your students is to give them a voice. For those students that might not share much in class, you might find that once they have an authentic audience, they're suddenly so much more engaged in sharing their learning with this authentic audience because they have a connection and a community that they're sharing with. I know that sharing learning in public spaces can seem intimidating, but my number one piece of advice is to start small, start simple, and make sure you're keeping it developmentally appropriate for the age of the learners that you're working with. Once you get through the beginning stages of figuring out how this works, I promise you will find lots of opportunities to help your students build an authentic audience, to find their voice, to connect with others, and to reflect and share their learning with a wider audience that goes beyond just the four walls of your school. If the idea of empowering your learners to find their authentic voice and share with a global audience is in any way interesting to you, I know you will love the COTAIL program. The Certificate of Educational Technology and Information Literacy will empower you to leverage technology to create a student-driven, innovative, and authentically connected learning environment in your school community. Please join us for our next global cohort of COTAIL. All educators are welcome, whether you're currently in the classroom, a specialist or learning leader, or a school administrator. COTAIL will engage and empower you to bring new and innovative learning strategies to life in your school community. Registration for our next global cohort opens on the 18th of October and closes on the 14th of November. We facilitate only one cohort a year so we can create connected, collaborative, and community-driven global cohorts. Now is your chance to be part of the global movement to transform learning for all students. Become a COTAILer today. Head over to cotail.com to find out more. Here at Eduro Learning, we provide customized online professional learning for educators at the intersection of technology, coaching, and leadership. Our mission is to empower the relentless learner in you to embrace your inner leader and make a bigger impact in your school setting. Join our Coach Better Facebook group and connect with us on social media at Eduro Learning for more great resources at the intersection of technology, coaching, and leadership. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time.